Hey roommates, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Hey y'all. We gonna open up giving thanks. Giving thanks, y'all. Come on in. Hey y'all. Happy Thanksgiving Eve and happy Wednesday. Come on in. Hey roommates, come on in y'all. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Hey y'all. Hey Q. Love you. What's up, Brown Fox? I see you, I see you. We about to open up giving, just gratitude to life and the gift of giving, guys. That's what we're going to talk about today. Trying to find y'all comments. I don't want Instagram to get me. I got to be fair. I got to be over here on Instagram as well. Hey, Talk Sip. Hello. Hey, Brown Fox. Happy holidays. I miss you too, brother. All right, y'all. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I am rocking, I feel at home. So I am rocking my EXT shirt that was given to me by my sister, Boss Chick, Nita Boss Chick. That's my girl. And she also gifted me this. This is an apron with my bestie Tara on it. And so I'm going to be cooking in this tonight, y'all. I ain't really cooking. I'm prepping. Okay? I ain't gonna lie. I'm prepping, y'all. But y'all can tell me what y'all doing while I'm gearing up. But again, man, I'm just so thankful. Thank you, Anita, for this wonderful gift. And it's so fitting. First of all, we're cooking for Thanksgiving, right? That's first of all. And then second of all, we're talking about tonight just giving. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving and the art of giving, y'all. So we're going to talk about that stuff, but I'm going to do some cutting and dicing and all of that stuff. And okay, I see Q say he's cooking. Don't make me feel bad, okay, brother? Let me move this stool over a little bit. Because somehow I feel like I'm behind, but I do this every year because I'm a cook, okay? I do this every year, and I know I'm on track, okay? So I'm not going to let you make me feel bad, but I do have my turkey tails going for my greens and cabbage, and some of you guys might get grossed out, but my gizzards, I was raised by my grandma child, and so I finally cut up gizzards and put them in my dressing. Yes, I do, okay? And so I do have those boiling and tenderizing, okay? So, yes, I already know what y'all doing. So, good stuff, Instagram. I see y'all. And then Facebook, let me get over here to y'all real quick. Hey, y'all. And so, happy Thanksgiving Eve. And so, what did y'all start with? Look at me. I'm going to tell y'all this. I got a big old thing of sweet potatoes here. Now, I'm not making no sweet potato pie. But I am making sweet potatoes, okay? And so, I'm going to cut up some sweet potatoes, and I'm going to do a couple of things too. But all while we talk about, hey, Darnetta Harris, miss you, love you. And I'm thankful for y'all. Thankful for every last one of y'all. And so I'm going to cut up some sweet potatoes and stuff. But in the midst of all this, y'all, we are going to talk the art of giving. And so I got inspired. Now, last year, it's funny because my memory popped up from Hey, Daphne. Happy birthday, Daphne. I love you. I see you having a good time. You done went to tonight's conversation. I love that group of people. They are a group of great mind. And so, yes. So happy birthday, Daphne. Glad you jumped on. Glad you jumped on. And so I was at church on Sunday, y'all. And Pastor Chris Harris, honey, he was preaching about the anatomy of, let me get it right because I want to give him his credit. But he was my inspo for tonight's conversation. I was already going to talk about something, Thanksgiving, being thankful and stuff like that. But he really put it on my heart to talk about just the art of giving, right? And so I'm going to sum up what he talked about. He talked about the anatomy or the science of giving, the attitude or the spirit of giving, and the altitude or success of giving. Now, it blessed my whole life, y'all, because I am a bona fide giver. I will give some of my last, okay? I just believe in being of service. I do. And so, but if y'all want the message that he gave us that blessed my entire soul, please go over there to Brightside Church Chicago, honey, on YouTube and watch Sunday's sermon, okay, about the anatomy, attitude and altitude of giving. And so, I'm gonna give my own spin. I'm not trying to mimic him. I was inspired by the word that he gave us, and so I decided that, I think this is a fitting place for us to be, you're welcome, Daphne, for us to be talking about and communing about, since it is, right, Thanksgiving. And we really should be, the Bible tells us, we should be cheerful givers, okay? And so if you really don't know or understand what that means, like, we're going to break that down, right? Because you don't want to begrudgingly give to anybody, right? Giving is being of service, y'all. So that's why, like, I've been believing what I'm about to say next for a long time, because when you are being used by God, no one can ever use you. No matter what it is that you do for them, no matter how much you stand in the gap with them, no matter how much, the situation may not fare well, but I promise you, you could never, ever, you can never give too much. I promise you. And if the people that you're giving to don't appreciate your giving, you just got to switch audiences. But you don't ever stop giving. I know, honey, I'll be looking for reasons to give. Okay? All right. And so I was inspired. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful, guys, for so much. I'm thankful for each of you all for supporting me, through my business endeavors, because it's not even just Rumor Has It. I mean, it's my business endeavors that people are supporting in ways that was unimaginable to me, okay? And so, I'm gonna let this up a little bit, y'all. These stools are they like I don't know, y'all, it's like if you see me in a Cadillac or something, honey. One of the guys, y'all tell me what I'm trying to say. When the Cosby passed a child. But anyway, we should be just always in the spirit of giving, because you're being used in a capacity that is far greater than ourselves when we are in those spaces, okay? And so we're going to talk about those things. But before we jump into that, what are y'all cooking right now, or what are y'all prepping right now? Now I'm going old school, child. I'm going to give me a bag so I can put the peelings from the sweet potatoes in here. And do y'all call y'all sweet potatoes or yams? Obviously, I call mine sweet potatoes, okay? Y'all, I have this pillar. This thing here saves my soul, honey, when it comes to these big old sweet potatoes. Because when I used to try to peel these with a knife, my pole wrist would just be hurting so bad. And so you can get one of these things at the dollar store, but if you want one to last you for a little while, just pay a few more dollars. They probably got it in Backstage or something, and you can get one. But it makes it easier. Look how it just came up, y'all. It makes it easier to just cut these sweet potatoes that are so tough and rough, right? I know y'all don't need no cooking lessons, and I'm not giving y'all no cooking lessons, but I'm telling y'all about this device that can make your peeling and stuff a little bit better, okay? All right. And so, the art of giving. So let me. So I told y'all where to go watch that whole service at, right? But we're gonna jump in because I feel like that we need to talk about that giving is more than just a gesture. If you're just joining us, guys, I did say a moment ago that, you know, if you are a giver and you love to give, right, there's nothing wrong with it. You may have to change your audience. You may have to figure things out when people don't appreciate that about you, but don't change who you are. All right, so giving is more than just a gesture. So today we're going to talk about the art of giving and the fact that it is not just what we give, but how we give, why we give, and what God says about giving, okay? Giving is spiritual, it's intentional, and it's true hard work, right? We really have to understand that in the spirit of giving, we're in the pursuit of helping someone. And so never feel bad about giving. Nobody can use you. You're being used by God. That's the I'm gonna keep telling you guys that because it's just the thing to do. It's the absolute thing to do. And so I want to give us a biblical reference, right? As we normally start out, I want to give us a biblical reference, and it's going to remind us that giving is connected to the conditions of our heart. That's a huge part of this, roommates, right? The conditions of our hearts. You know, the Bible tells us not to give begrudgingly, and so that means don't give something if you really don't have it to give, or if you're not giving it from a good space or place, right? If you're going to be mad about it, just go ahead and keep it. Keep it for yourself, right? Because otherwise you'll find yourself just not, again, giving it's a spirit in giving, right? And so Matthew 6:21 tells us, for where your treasure is, right, that your heart will also be. And that's why I can't just say enough. I can't say enough about how important it is to be a giver, because if you give in, then most likely you're going to end up on the receiving end of something. Now, I'm not saying give as a means to try to get something from someone. I'm just saying that you're more than likely to get in return what it is that you put out in this universe. How many givers do I have on here, y'all? Oh, I see you cutting your sweet potatoes, sisters, like me, or you calling them sweet potatoes like I am. And so one of the things I want you guys to think about with this giving, as we go through today's segment, is do you give, or are we giving out of love or pressure, right? Are we giving to be seen or to genuinely serve? Okay, and is our giving, yours and mine, rooted in God's direction or people's demands? Consider those questions, roommates. Those are some of the points we're going to get to today. This contraption, y'all, it is everything. Look how this is almost completely done effortlessly. And when I used to use the knife, guys, it used to just literally be too much, okay? Especially on my wrist. But I done cleaned that up pretty quickly. Y'all see, with little effort. All right? Get y'all one of these pillows. And I got a bunch more sweet potatoes I'm peeling these, y'all, not for a sweet potato pie, just to make actual sweet potatoes, okay? And so, yes, being a giver is great, Q. It's actually necessary, guys. I know that may seem like a bit over the top, but it is. We really should be helping people in all ways possible, right? A cheerful giver is not just excited about how they give and who they give to, but they're also intentional, right? I've told you guys this before, and I mean it. Like, I give the best gifts. One, because people tell me that. Okay, I'm not just tooting my own horn. But two, I give gifts from the perspective of the person, right? What is it that this person is speaking about? What is it that this person, and I want to say this to you guys. Giving is a gift. It is not just those things you go and purchase. So and I'm going to get to that tonight. But in giving, of course, there is going to be some gift buying, but there's other means of giving, right? From your heart, from your mind, from your spirit, from your presence, right? They also should bring the same type of joy. Praise God, y'all. I see you. Hey, Jelena, thank you for joining. And you can feel it, right? You will feel that same gratification, whether it's a physical gift that you've purchased or it's a gift from the heart that you are given, right? And so with that being said, guys, you have to be excited about it. When you are excited about giving, it is in alignment with the space that is created for the exchange of the giving, right? It shows your emotional presence, right? And it also ignites your intentionality behind what it is that you're giving, how you're showing up for someone. Okay? And so remember a moment ago, I told y'all, listen, yes, I'm a great gift giver. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna let y'all tap in on my brain. Listen to what people say to you, like some of the things they want, even if they're not asking you for nothing. Like they can genuinely want something. And so I would have never ever thought about buying Tasha, my best friend, a telescope. Now, y'all, I know for a fact that this lady, she's a history buff. She is, she just knows a lot about a lot of things, and she is fascinated by what she's fascinated by. And so she was just saying she wants a telescope, and she gonna get her a telescope. Yes, Brown Fox, I'm telling your business, right? So she was just talking about she wanted a telescope, and at the time I heard her, but I'm always registering in my head when people are speaking about things that they want, in case I'm gonna do some giving, okay? Cause ain't none worse than you spending your money on somebody and honey, they don't use or they re-gift your stuff. Cause that's a thing too. Now don't act like that ain't no thing. Okay? Cool. Anyway, I heard her say that and I gave her that and she was happy as all get out. And I wouldn't have never thought about it if I wasn't listening to her. And that's another thing that a giver does. And that's what we finna break down. Alright? Okay, cool. Let me see what y'all got. Q is telling Daphne happy birthday. I'm seeing a bunch of people who are givers on here. Thank y'all for, man, that being a giver is being of service. I'm telling you. I believe that. I believe that with my whole heart. And so you guys continue to be givers. And let's break down what givers are. So there's two different types of giving, right? There is giving, there's giving of physical gifts. And then there's the giving of other gifts that are not, that you can't purchase, okay? And so I am going to break down giving, y'all, as if it's a part of the body. Right? And then we're going to work through how, what it looks like when we are giving from a different perspective other than spending our money. Okay? Y'all follow me? Y'all with me? Drop in the chat what y'all cooking right now. Y'all already told me that y'all call sweet potatoes, because I know some people call them yams. I don't call them yams. And so, and do you cut your sweet potatoes in, how you cut your sweet potatoes? I like to cut mine round. You guys will see it in a minute. I like to cut mine round and thin. So just and thin as I can possibly get them. Not paper thin, but I don't like them real thick. Okay? Cool. All right. Hold on. Let me look at some of the comments, y'all. And so, Instagram. I don't know why it's doing that to me. See, Instagram, that's why I'm heading out on y'all. I can vouch for that. What you vouching for? What you vouching for, bestie? Daphne is a giver. That's what's up. I'm telling you guys, it is the thing to do. Okay? All right. All right, I got y'all stuff set up now. All right, and so now, guys, we're gonna think about giving as some form of some part of our body, and then I'll break down kind of like what it means to be, a giver based on, a part of our anatomy. Okay, and so our minds, right? Our minds allow us to give and share our wisdom with people. So when we give our mind, we're sharing guidance, insight, knowledge, and these things are really, honestly, the greatest form of generosity and giving. When we take the time out and give people our mind in a way that is beneficial to them, right? So provide advice, share our wisdom, do all of those type of things. We are really just pouring into another person, and that in and of itself is a gift, right? Is given. And so Proverbs 4:7 tells us that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, we should get wisdom and we should give wisdom, right? And so our minds are allowing us to share and give people wisdom, insight, knowledge, things that they may or may not have, or it gives you the opportunity to exchange in those spaces. Okay. And so it's not, it should be reciprocal. That's another thing about giving, guys. Y'all, we burn out so quickly, and we burn out, a lot of times we're burnt out just altogether and have to try to reevaluate our giving, but it's because we've given too much and you don't see things in return. So that reciprocity is really important. You don't give and you give. You change your audience if you don't see things reciprocated. But even if you don't, you can move along. Always share the wealth of what you have with others. And that's also including our minds and not just to spending other physical money. Okay? Cool. Our ears. Remember, we're using the parts of our bodies to associate it with giving. So our ears allows us to give and share our presence. A lot of people don't need our money. Now, of course, we have people that's going to call us up and need to borrow a little bit of this and maybe need some finances from you. But most people just need a listening ear. Most people just need someone that they can really talk to and not have them to, and not have them, not you calling the sweet potatoes yams, Q, But some people just need that listening ear, guys. And so when we give that to people, hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just breaking down the art of giving and the anatomy of giving through breaking down parts of the body and how we are giving to other people and why it is essential. So our ears, we're allowing people to give us things that might be on their mind. So we're listening to them, but we're also able to share our presence by listening, right? It's some people just don't need money, right? We should be quick to listen and slow to speak. That's what the Bible says, okay? And so just know, be that person that someone can call in the middle of the night when they need you, because they'll never forget that. They'll never forget that. When you were there for them in their time, when you're there for a person and you give them those unspoken things and those things that we get that are just genuinely from someone's heart, those things are just like irreplaceable and also priceless. Okay, so we're listening to people, right, and we're giving them our presence when they are in their time of need and they need to talk, right? So we're using our ears and we're doing the things that we need to do for that. Our eyes, guys, are allowing us to give our awareness and seeing what people don't say. There are so many people fighting silent battles that it's not even funny. I'm talking about big stuff. People are sick. People are laid off their jobs. People are working jobs and can't even afford all of this high food. I say all the time that going to the grocery store, y'all, it just really kind of makes me depressed. It really does, because you can spend $110, y'all, and have 4 or 5 bags. It's not lasting. You're at the store more and more often. And so some people are just in that space where they may have everything that they need, but still they may want to just vent about certain things. So I call my best friend all the time and tell her, listen, I can't stand these grocery prices. And she just listen and laugh with me. But those are the things that sometimes we need somebody to listen. Okay, I got somebody in the chat saying, yes, the potato itself is a sweet potato. When you cook them and you add your flavors and your ingredients, then they become candy yams. Yes, candy yams. All right. Q, thank you for that breakdown. I don't call them candy yams, okay? But yes, sweet potato is the thing. That's what my grandmother called it. So y'all, that's we are of our environments, child. So yes. So what are ways, roommates, let me ask you guys, what are ways that you find you feel you're most comfortable with giving, like the that has nothing to do with money, and that always when you show up in that space of giving, you are helping somebody in one capacity or another? Come on, talk to me. All right, we talked about our eyes, our ears, and then our hands allows us to get that tangible support. Obviously, we have to help people, and sometimes it's going to take using our hands. Our mouths allow us to give encouragement, guys. These are things that we can give that don't cost us anything. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us that there is death and life in the power of the tongue. And you can literally speak life into someone when they're going through something. Sometimes I see reels or I see, posts from people where, man, just the blessing of somebody coming through for them and just coming through for someone, talking to them, speaking life into them when they are not feeling their best. I've seen posts where people like, you literally saved my life, or because of the things that you said to me, the trajectory of my life, the projection and perception that I had, I don't have that anymore. And so guys, if you have that energy and that genuine giving spirit where you're able to motivate and inspire folks, please continue down that path, because it can be difficult to walk in your purpose and walk in your light and be a light for someone else when you're going through, you know. And for those of you and those of us who are gifted to be able to do that, pour into people, even sometimes, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, even sometimes when your cup is half empty, or when you are feeling depleted or defeated, or whatever the situation may be, listen, when you're able to pour into people and your season itself is kind of rough and patchy and you going through yourself, I salute you. I salute you, because, man, being a giver can be a gift and a curse. Because a lot of times we forget about ourselves while putting other people before us. And, you know, it's nothing wrong with giving, but you can't give at the detriment of yourself, right? You can't just give everything until you have nothing left. And that's why what we're talking about tonight is more than just about money, right? Because we definitely can be and feel depleted, always showing up for people, but no one shows up for you, shows up for us, right? And just being everything for everyone, and you can't find reprieve outside of that. And, you know, you have to go to your silent place to find the same thing that you're pouring out into the universe. Again, don't get discouraged, but you do have to find, you know, you have to find your tribe and your village that can pour into you, that knows you well enough. And that's what I'm about to get to. That knows you well enough and is able to, you know, is able to see without you saying anything, or hear, you know, see without you doing anything, or hear without you saying anything, when they, you know, when you're not your best. You know, like I said, I'm so thankful for you guys. Let me look up at the camera and say that. I'm so thankful for you all. And then in this last couple of weeks, you know, you guys have just really been a light. You know, people I haven't heard from in a long time have been reaching out just to check on me and make sure that I'm okay. And I appreciate that, okay? Because you don't talk to people every day. It doesn't mean that the things that are impacting them, no matter how good or not they make it look, you know, people are human, right? And you have to give and pour into people that give and pour into you. And even those people who don't ask you for help. Read the body language. Understand the situation. Know that, you know when your people are suffering in silence, okay? So with that being said, we are going to talk about the blessing and the burden. It's both a blessing and a burden of being a giver, y'all. Woo! Okay, so drop in the chat. Before I go any further, drop in the chat. How does giving look like a burden? And how does it look like a blessing? Come on, y'all. How does giving look like a burden? How does it look like a blessing? Y'all, this thing here, y'all don't know. I don't know if y'all think I'm playing or what. This little gadget is amazing. Okay, I used to couldn't stand peeling sweet potatoes. But now, I get right to it. Because these things be hard and tough. Okay, so let me refresh my page, Facebook. How does giving look like a burden, and how does it look like a blessing? Come on, y'all. Talk to me. Let me see what y'all got to say. I'm over here cutting these things. Okay. Time. Okay, I see you saying that giving your time, right? Being there for someone emotionally. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, no, you're about to work on a peach cobbler. Y'all showing out. Y'all, look, my son is buying a nothing but cake. And I bought a sweet potato pie from Food for Less. It was like $5. I don't eat it, y'all, so that doesn't mean I can't make it. But anyway, I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna put it in the oven. But I said next year, 2026, y'all, I'm gonna get more off into actually baking. Cause if you know me, you know I cook. I know how to cook. I can do some good old cooking, okay? But I ain't never did no bake. I could follow the baking stuff from off a box recipe, but I love pound cakes and brownies. I want to make that stuff like from scratch. So, okay. So y'all didn't give me anything. So I'm going to tell you this. So being a blessing, the blessings in being a giver are you operate in purpose, okay? You bring joy and comfort to others. Roommates, ain't nothing like it. Like I just told you guys. You know, yes, sometimes you may have to change your audience who you're giving to if there's no reciprocity or there's no appreciation. And it doesn't always have to be reciprocity. You know your people well enough to know what they can or cannot do in return. Like giving have always been my thing. Like I give you and don't even expect you to give it back. But you can't emotionally show up for somebody when they need you. They may not need you financially, but they may need you in other capacities. And so the giver has to know the capacity of the receiver. So if I'm giving you thousands of dollars and it can be hundreds of dollars, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the capacity to give me that, I shouldn't expect that from you. Now, of course, if we're reciprocating, then it's going to be what it's going to be. We're going to be giving each other. Okay? All right. But the giver should already know the capacity, because remember, they should be given from a place of knowing a person's need or just loving on a person well enough. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to always be a need to be given. You guys know that. Of course you do. Okay? When you are a giver, right, God trusts you as a vessel. He trusts you in that capacity of being a giver. And so it's really expected of you, right? It's expected of you to, hey, Auntie Karen, happy Thanksgiving Eve. Love you. I got to call you, girl. And so we have to know when we are being used. Remember earlier I said, can't nobody use you, honey. You being used by God, and you're doing what you can, right? You're doing absolutely what you can, and so with that, you are, you're showing up in ways that you know how to, guys. I'm losing my comment section. I see y'all, but for some reason, like all my comments left all of a sudden, y'all. So, but anyway, being a blessing, as a giver, right? The blessing is, and you also store up, what's coming for you. Your heavenly treasure, whatever is coming for you, it's gonna meet you right where you need it. It's gonna be right on time. When it's your time to receive, people, situations, it's just gonna show up for you. I can attest to that. Like, being a giver and say I'd rather be the lender and not the borrower. I just rather would. And by the grace of God, I've always been able to be in that capacity. But when I'm in need, a lot of times I'm telling you, it just comes from great places where I'm not even expecting it from. And so again, you store up that backlog, and you're gonna get it in return. I'm telling you, if you're a giver, you know exactly what I'm talking about, honey. Things will just show up at your doorstep. Hey, Auntie, love you. Things will just show up in your mailbox, at your doorstep. You get to get rings and dings on your charms and all that stuff. Somebody got to teach me how to work charms. But y'all know what I mean. Okay? And so, yes, you will find ways to, he'll find ways to reward you back, is what I'm saying. Okay? All right. Y'all. Yes. All right? And so, give and it should be given unto you. All right? That's what Luke 6:38 reminds us. Now, let's talk about the burden of being a giver. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. Ouch. Yeah, I know. The burdens. It is a ooh-wee. It is a owie. And so, people is going to always expect for you to show up. Y'all, it is literally a gift and a curse because people are going to expect for you to show up. And again, that's not a bad space to be in. The fact that somebody knows who's going to come for them. Now, I got to give y'all a quick little, funny little story. Now, I told y'all this. And people can attest to me being a giver. Okay? So, I remember I had done something for somebody, and it was like extreme, like showing up and showing out, right? And I remember we was having a discussion. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this: being a giver, don't throw stuff up in people's face. Do not throw things up into people's faces. Do it from the heart. Do it from the heart so people can know, you know what I mean, where you're coming from. And what I'm referring to right now, this minute, is not money. It is time, presence, you know, all of that. And you know, I told this person we were having a spat, and I was like, all the SHIT, okay, all the shit I done been through with you, and you know the stuff we done gone through and all that stuff. I'm like, it's just insane that, you know, when I need you, I can't get you to show up. Baby, the person reminded me that I was a giver. Said to me, oh, I don't feel special. You would do that for anybody. I didn't know if to be offended or to pat myself on the back. I was like, baby, because people know. Now, don't get me wrong, romance. You got to set boundaries with that giving, because you will burn yourself out, you know what I mean, trying to just being there for people who probably not there for you. You don't want to burn yourself out as a giver, okay? That's what I was just saying to y'all. And so you got to be real careful with that. And so, no, Auntie, I'm not making sweet potato pies. I am making sweet potatoes. And so you just join. And nope, I'm peeling these sweet potatoes to cut them up and cook them. What y'all put in y'all's candy yams or sweet potatoes? What y'all put in there? Now I'm about to cut them up, y'all. Cut. Okay. Y'all know what my secret ingredient is that is about 2 years old for me? Almond extract. Not vanilla. I'm telling y'all. Listen. I know how to cook. And I wouldn't steer y'all wrong. Now see how I'm cutting these, y'all? I like to cut them just like not too thick and in rounds. That's the way my grandma did it. Okay? And so people gonna expect for you to show up. And like I was just telling you all that, you know, people know what you will do for them, you know, and how you will show up for them. And they'll never forget it. You don't ever have to remind them, y'all. I'm telling you, you don't have to remind them. Now, I had to learn the hard way. You know, when you know who you are and you know how you coming for people, they know how you coming for them too. You ain't got to do nothing extra but what you do. But if you notice that they not, being there for you and showing up for you when you need them, you got to reevaluate that. And this is what I'm talking about right here, y'all. Remember I was just talking about using that pillar because trying to cut these things, they so hard. And so I cut mine like this. Oh yeah, Auntie Gone? Oh yes, try the almond extract, just a little bit. For those of you who use vanilla extract, because some people, I didn't used to use that. My grandmother made the best sweet potatoes ever. And it was literally 3-4 ingredients. The sweet potatoes, water, white granulated sugar, and butter. Of course, she put the nutmeg in there. She didn't even use, so it was 5 ingredients. Nutmeg, water, sweet potatoes, butter, and granulated sugar. That's it. Every time. Best sweet potatoes I ever had. Baby, I done had to tweak and make the sweet potatoes my own. Now I got them down pat. But I ain't never been able to make mine happen like she made hers happen with just them 5 ingredients. Now I only add a couple of extra things to that, but still. Yes. And so people are gonna expect for you guys to show up for them. Yes, Auntie, nutmeg, butter, and sugar. That's it. Yes, that's all you and grandma and them use. But now I add almond extract. I use brown sugar, and then I add a little bit of cinnamon sugar to mine, and they be good. Okay, cool. Wait a minute, what you say? I'm not left-handed, Auntie. That's the camera. I got the camera forward facing, and so it flips everything. So I am not left-handed, y'all. I am right-handed. Okay. Look at Tyra over here cooking with me. Cooking with Tyra. That's my girl there. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I miss you. And so y'all, the other part of that is the burden part of being a giver is that folks will misuse your kindness. People will misuse your kindness, guys. So you got to sparingly do it, or do it with people that you know. Give to people that you know will be there for you if you need them. Because, sometimes you are in a good space. And you may just need them, even if it's just emotionally. Who gonna stand in that gap with you when you need them to stand in that gap with you? And so a burden of being a giver can be people misusing your kindness. Folks rarely will check on you because you always look like you okay. Here you go, giving people your energy, giving people your money, giving people your time, your space. Yep, Auntie up here giving me these sweet potato tips. She said, you don't need nothing but a little water because the sugar makes the water. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe that's why I was messing up too, Auntie. But man, the way I do it now is real good, okay? But y'all, they rarely check on you because you appear to be okay, Mr. or Mrs. Giver. You appear to be okay. Y'all, these sweet potatoes are so tough. Okay? You feel guilt. Ooh, givers. Y'all feel guilty resting. It's like, I'm going to tell you something. I cannot rest when I got things to do, whether it's for you or whether it's for me. I can't rest. I can't. Because that giving spirit and energy in me is just like, wait a minute, I need to get these things done on behalf of my people that might need it, right? And then your heart gets tired because your mouth doesn't know when to say no. Y'all, I told y'all it's a gift and a curse. I told y'all it's a gift and a curse. Okay, Marty Wesley that entered the chat. I'm thankful for every single meal I've gotten from you on Thanksgiving, respectfully. Martini, now, while you're here, okay, we're talking about givers, but we're preparing Thanksgiving dinner. But while you're here, Martini, could you give these people the tea on this cooking? I thought they know I know how to cook. For the people who do know me. For my roommates that don't know me, that met me on this podcast, go back a couple of years. You'll see where I cook. I used to cook all the time now. I gotta be honest. With all of the things I got going on, I don't cook half as much as I used to. I want to. But every time I cook, I put my feet in. I'm just saying, if I gotta toot my own horn, but he'll tell y'all, I get down in the kitchen, okay? To the tune that I remember I was helping cook a meal, literally, for somebody who is a cook. Like they cook. And it's funny because I seen my sister Garrow Hicks yesterday talking about from a cook to a cook and how she could respect that this food was so good, right? And so cook, us people that know how to cook, we particular about the food that we eat. So when we find good food, we be all for it. I know I do. But Auntie said my food always fat. Martini said 10 out of 10. He recommends a plate from me. I'm telling y'all, I get down. Y'all, and Nita just made it better with this thing right here. This apron. I'm cooking with my friend, baby. She used to cook, baby. She used to make the best oxtails. Oh my God. Latara could cook, period. She was an excellent cook. Okay? And so the burden of being a giver, y'all, is the fact that we don't know how to say no. We don't know how to say no. And so it ends up burning us out. Okay? And let's talk real quickly about when giving becomes unhealthy. Okay? We're going to get through this. When giving becomes unhealthy. Okay? Not all giving is God-led or should even be occurring. All right? There are some giving that happens out of guilt. There are some giving that occurs out of trauma and trauma bonding. Right? Burdens are self-inflicted. Bottom line, you have to know your limit, and as you stated, you have to know when to say no. Absolutely. Okay? But when giving becomes unhealthy, first of all, before I read any of these notes over here, because y'all know I just keep notes to keep me on track, because, baby, I will get off track, believe it or not, especially reading y'all comments. And then now I'm sitting here doing this too. Oh my Lord, honey. I ain't got no short attention span. I really can multitask, but I really do be wanting to try to still spit that good stuff to y'all, okay? Right. And so, giving is unhealthy when it is not led by God. When it's led out of guilt, when it's led out of trauma, when it's led out of survival mode. Okay? When you got to be just giving folks because you trying to survive a storm or survive a situation or trying to survive a relationship that been dead months and weeks and years ago. You got to be careful with that. Okay? Other signs of unhealthy giving is when you feel drained instead of blessed after you've given somebody something. You know, one of the worst things, y'all, Okay. Oh, there go my boy. My boy that entered the chat over there on Instagram. Mr. Bill, you have a question. What is it? Come on, let me see. Because you do be having some thought-provoking questions, and I like that. So what's your question? And so when you are left feeling drained after you've given all that you can, or you continuously give, and there's no one appreciating the giving that you're doing, again, y'all, we're not just talking about financial things, financial blessings and givings and stuff like that. When people only call you when they need something, that is an unhealthy giving. That's when giving becomes unhealthy as well. Okay. I think I may have lost Mr. Bill. I gotta do better over there. When your boundaries are ignored and when saying no brings backlash. Have you ever truly just been there for someone so much all the time? Good night, Auntie. Or somebody all the time, and when you need them, they just can't show up for you in no type of capacity? Well, with that being said, on the other side, or to add to that, when you say no to something somebody is asking for, guys, and there's some backlash, those are the situations and the people you got to look out for too, because it's extremely unhealthy for there to be any type of backlash to you saying no, or you withdrawing or retreating from giving somebody that probably don't appreciate it, that probably have abused your giving in some capacity or another, who would never reciprocate ever. When you've really evaluated the giving exchange situation, and the person could never show up for you, and you finally stand up and say, nope, I'm not doing this no more, and it's backlash. Them the situations, y'all. Them the situations where if there's consequences for you saying no, you need to reevaluate those situations. Hey, Angie, Ali, Monique, baby girl, what's up? Love you, baby. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I hope you are in great spirits, my love. And so, yeah. So, Matthew 7 and 6, y'all. And we getting ready to close out. Y'all. I'm thankful that y'all here with me, baby, because y'all done made this sweet potato cutting process a little bit more easier for me, okay? This and celery are the two things that I really cannot stand cutting, literally. So, y'all are sticking with me in a time of need. Y'all giving me y'all time, y'all energy, y'all presence. And that's why I love y'all. That's why I'm so thankful. Okay? But Matthew 7 and 6 tell us, do not cast your pearls before swine. And what that means is not everyone deserves access to your gift and to your giving. Okay? Even God practices selective giving. Right? He don't give all of us the same. That's why they say favor ain't fair. Favor ain't fair. Brown Fox, I see you over there grinning and laughing. All right? And so, how do we give without losing ourselves? I'm about to go through this real quick. We need to give with discernment. So we need to ask God to tell us and to show us who we should be sharing our things with, right? So, who am I supposed to be pouring into? Do not burn yourself out, roommates. Do not. All right, we should give from a place of overflow and not from a place of emptiness. And so if you're depleted and you ain't got nothing else to give, roommates, you have to retreat. You have to retreat and you have to go and you got to refill yourself and replenish yourself is what I meant to say. You have to replenish yourself with people that love you, people that care about you, people that want to see you with the energy that is needed to be okay. All right. And so we have to retreat to replenish. All right. We got to set boundaries. Even Good Samaritans. Okay. We have to know when to rescue ourselves while we on this journey of giving. We have to know when to rescue ourselves. And also we have to, I know my givers on this line is about to be able to relate to what I'm about to say because I know I can relate. And so as givers, we have to learn how to receive. It's so hard for me to accept help. It's hard for me to ask for help, y'all. And that is not good. That is not, let me tell you. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it because we all need to have somebody that we're able to run to in the event that we need them. And again, the need is not going to always be the same. It's not going to always be the same need. Okay. And so what you need, it probably ain't going to be what my needs are, but still, are you able to meet my needs in a time of need? Okay. And so, guys, I'm going to head to a closing segment, right? And I really want to give a word to my givers. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm smiling at the comments. Okay. So this is a word for my givers. Y'all ready? To every giver listening, okay? You give love. You give effort. You encourage people. You give your presence even when it's not asked for. You can hear that a person that is silently suffering. So you have a gift. The giving that you are doing is literally a gift, right? That you giving is a gift that you have. It's either in you or it ain't. Okay. You give support. You give your presence. You give your all. You give even when nobody gives back. And you give because your heart is wired that way, guys. One of the best things you can do is to give a person that is in need. Hey, Fave, love you. I need one of them pineapple upside down cakes or pound cakes. She make the best pound cakes, y'all. But we have to know and understand that it's literally a gift in giving, okay? And so I want you to understand that your giving is seen. Your giving is honored by a person that appreciates it, okay? Don't let up on giving because of whatever is going on in the environment. Be the change you want to see in any environment. Roommates, I can't say that enough. Be the change that you want to see, okay? Your sacrifice is noticed. Being a giver, babe, you are going to make some sacrifices, okay? I'm talking about some heavy duty ones. That's going to cost you your rest. That's going to cost you your peace. That's going to cost you sometimes your sanity. I have been in every type of given situation. From financial to non-financial to emotional to non-emotional to, listen, babes, and to be to have that given to be in vain or misused or misappropriated or taken for granted. Yes, it's frustrating. But don't change who you are. Change the audience that you are giving to, roommates. That's what you got to do. You got to change the audience you give to. God will replenish what life tries to drain of you. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Kiki to enter the chat. Hey, my Cancer sister. It's my girl here. We've been having a good Kiki since high school. That's my girl there. Kiki said, I'm so in love with you, my Cancer sister. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, sugar. Thank you, sugar. That's one of my high school. We graduated high school together. That's my girl there. That's my girl, Kiki. Okay. And so y'all, your giving don't go in vain, baby. In fact, your stock from heaven just went up 1,000% when you are just genuinely a giver. I'm telling y'all, I can't make it up. The blessings that be bestowed upon me, babes, is like, it be tenfold. It be major. So giving, that's always been my thing. Hey Raquel, I missed you all, show girl. I'm a giver. That's why I'm so blessed. Blessed is the giver, for sure. Okay? And so in closing, the art of giving is the art of balance. Okay, so check this out. Giving is beautiful. Giving is biblical. Giving is powerful. But giving without boundaries become bondage. Don't find yourself in no situation where you giving and pouring and giving, and you can't pay for somebody to pour or give back to you. Let God guide your generosity so you don't stop being generous. You ask him, where do I plant these seeds? Where should I be generous? Where should I let this gift of giving land for those who would appreciate it? Let wisdom shape your decisions. Okay? Let love be the source and not the pressure. Okay? Because the true art of giving is knowing when, how, and to whom to give to. Okay? And so ain't no magic stick, roommates. The true anatomy of giving is remembering that you and your heart and your well-being is to be taken into consideration too. I'm going to remind you, roommates, that the Bible tells us that we ought to be cheerful givers, and we give, and it should be given back unto us. Roommates, do not let people, places, and things shape or change who you are. If you are in an environment where people are not giving and pouring into you the way you desire to be pulled into, shift environments. Do not change your heart. Stay consistent. Stay pure at heart. Give as much as you possibly can. Just don't give yourself. Give up on yourself, or give too much where yourself is in jeopardy. Roommates, that's all I got. I got 3 meats I got to prepare. Some more food I got to chop up. And I'm thankful to have spent my Thanksgiving Eve with you all. Roommates, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for cooking and prepping with Tara and I. Happy Thanksgiving, roommates. I love y'all. Good night.